Okay, hello everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Looks like there was something wrong on the PC. So I just restarted and starting this live. So I'm sorry a bit delay in start, but hopefully it's working okay right now. Okay, so yeah, looks like I can see the bars going, microphones on. I can see some comments in chats. Oh, looks like it's okay now. All right. Okay, so yeah, sometimes the Windows reboots by itself, and I wasn't able to start on time. So sorry about the delay today, but hopefully you enjoy the live stream until the end of the live today. Okay, so this is the 28th of May 2022, and this is on Saturday. So I hope you're having a great Saturday today and great weekend so far. So yeah, since I have to set everything up from scratch, let me do it right now. Okay, so yeah, so how's everybody going? How's things going, everybody, today? I hope everything's good. Okay, so let me get this. All right. Looks like this is kind of strange. I think the setup has been all changed. So there's, yeah, right now there's nothing on desktop like this. Maybe I will just do this full screen on my face and do this live stream today because markets are quiet. Markets are actually stopped. It's closed in Forex. So today I will just do some free talk like this. So just relax, have a coffee or tea on your hand, and just relax and enjoy the live talk. So yeah, this week I only took one trade. In terms of my trades, I only took one trade, and that was a loss. I had a slight loss, about 1%. And that's it. So looks like the market has been quite difficult to be in, especially Forex pairs has been ranging in the month of May. So I have only taken like a few trades, 3 trades for the month of May. But yeah, the month like this, I simply relax and do my own things until I see some big trends next time. So we had already big trends in March, in April, and I had some nice profits. In the month of March, I got more than 60% profit. In April also, I get some nice profit. So for me, May is like my month off from trades. So I do screen charts every day, but I spend more time on my thing, like reading books and also yeah, visiting some new towns, new restaurants in the town, or yeah, I do my own things basically. Recently, I bought some furnitures, so I'm actually setting them up and placing in the room. So that's something that I have been recently busy. So yeah, let's see. Thank you for joining, everybody. Again, good to see you here. All right, I see Danish, good to see you. Thank you for joining. And Gabby, also good to see you. Thank you for joining too. All right. Okay, and Edge Critical, thank you for joining also. Good to see you here. And Blackwater and Buta, also good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, and yeah, Edge Critical, again, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Dow, also good to see you. And Libar, thank you for joining, good to see you too. And James, thank you for joining. John Hera, TSAM, and John On, also good to see you. And everybody else, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Oh, and Maribes, thank you for the comment. He says, hi Kei, always watching YouTube channel. I learned a lot. Thank you. I'm a newbie in Forex trading. Sure. I appreciate your comment as always and your support on my channel. So yeah, I think my contents, what I say is I think for not really for the newbies, because I don't really cover the basics of the things like price actions or the trading strategies. So I think my teachings are a bit more for advanced, intermediate to advanced traders. But if you're a newbie, also you can check some videos in the past. I have a series of the videos in Ichimoku and also in price action and money management and psychology management. I have some videos in the past, so you can watch these as a newbie trader and join my YouTube channel in live every day, almost every day. But yeah, thank you for the comment as always. Yeah, so looks like yeah, for me, because I'm not a newbie anymore. I think what I basically do is I share my views about the markets. I share my analysis and also my experience in the past, how I changed myself, how I learned by myself to trade, and how I became a full-time trader. So these stories can apply to anyone, whether you are a newbie or advanced. I think you can learn something from my own story. And in day-to-day life, in analysis, I use Ichimoku Kinko Hyo in my own way. So you can also learn the way I see charts by Ichimoku, the way I see things by price actions and lines and other tools. So you can continuously learn in my YouTube. And I will be changing for sure. I will be changing the way I see charts, I screen charts, because yeah, most likely the markets are not the same as always. Markets change over time. So if I see the different patterns from the past, then I change myself in terms of the entries and exits too. I minor change. I don't change big, but I minor change to be more precise on the entries and exits. And so that way I can keep surviving in this market. Okay. Oh, and Soma says, I saw your last video, how not to trade. It's really more easy to understand. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Glad you liked it. How when not to trade is more important than when to trade. So yeah, when it comes to market, when it comes to learning Forex, you know, people tend to only focus on how to enter market, how to enter correctly, or how to enter in earlier timings, so you can get the most pips from the markets. And I was also the one. I was also looking for the opportunities every day. And because that's why I'm here to trade, I open charts and trade, and that's why I'm here. So I was focusing fully on when to trade. But then I realized, after some losing streaks, I realized, okay, if I keep doing this, then I will keep losing money. So then I decided to focus on when not to trade. And that was the topic from yesterday about the candlesticks. We were discussing, we're monitoring the chart and looking at the candle by candle, and the market was about to break the resistance. But I said I wait for this break. I wait for the previous doji or pin bar break. And then the market didn't happen. It didn't happen, and then it retraced backwards. So that was I think that was good lesson for everybody in terms of when not to trade or until when to wait to trade, to take some trades. Okay, yeah, thank you for joining everybody. Great to see you here, as always. I can see many comments. So thank you for joining everybody. Okay. So yeah, I think cryptos are going down. I've seen some crypto pairs also the other day or yesterday also as per request, and they are going down. And also I think yeah, the forex pairs are retracing and ranging, but I've seen some 4-hour pairs are about to break resistance supports. So yeah, hopefully we can see some nice pips, some active markets next week. And in my view, I think the market will be trending big sometime towards the end of May, which is next week, or in June, next month. So yeah, I'm basically still waiting for the big trends to happen. But we'll see when it happens. Whenever it happens, I will come back and start to trade more actively. Yeah. Oh, Chuck Davis says, hi Kei, can you please share any trading techniques you learned from CIS, BNF, and Testa? Wondering what unique challenges the trader face in Japanese markets. Yeah, so I have made some videos about the CIS, BNF. I haven't done it with Testa because I don't really follow what he does. But I have read the books of CIS and BNF, or not the BNF because he doesn't release any books, but I read some posts like a Reddit in Japanese version. BNF has been posting his trades, his emotions, and basically that's how I learned. So I don't really learn their techniques in terms of entries, exits, or trader strategies, but I learned more about their psychology or emotion, how to deal with the emotions and how to handle these losing streaks or winning profits and so on. So yeah, I have already shared the CIS and BNF, so you can watch the previous video. You can type CIS in Forexkei or BNF in Forexkei, and you can see some videos in the past. Yeah, but in terms of Japanese market or Japanese traders, almost all of the Japanese traders trade JPY pairs, especially USD JPY. Whenever you open some Japanese website in Forex, they mainly talk about the USD JPY. I would say like 70% of time you will see some articles about the USD JPY because that's the most popular and most common market in Japan. And also low spread. Some people trade still Euro, USD, or Pound JPY, or some AUD pairs, but I would say it's a bit rare to find these traders who trade the markets besides USD JPY. And they discuss on the Nikkei 225, which is Japan index. For sure, they discuss and trade markets. But some people still trade the Dow Jones or Nasdaq, S&P, but not other markets. So yeah, and that's why I decided to be out from Japan, because I wanted to learn more about what's happening besides USD JPY. And I was trading all the other pairs besides USD JPY, as you see on my watch list in Forex. And I would say, in that sense, I'm a bit rare, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because people discuss USD JPY, and you see, many posts about that pair on everywhere in Japanese websites. I think that's why they focus very much on the USD JPY. So me too. When I first started Forex, I only took the USD JPY trades for the first 1 year to learn how the markets move, because I was born and raised in Japan, so I know the Japanese economy. And also, I studied in the US, so I know what US economy is. So at least I know what to look at, which website, which newspaper to refer to. So that's why I was only trading USD/JPY for 1 year. And then I've added Euro. So I was then watching the Euro/JPY, USD/JPY, and Euro/USD. Then I've added the Pound and AUD and other currencies, and I have my watch list as of now. So yeah, this is something that I advise to everyone is that yeah, if you are not familiar with any currencies or any markets, then I recommend you to focus only few pairs, maybe only 1 or 2, or at most 3 pairs, and focus on these markets. Then you will start to see the patterns in the markets. You will see oftentimes head and shoulders or a double top in the Euro USD in higher time frames more than other markets. Or you will see the P wave, ascending and descending P waves on the AUD pairs more than other pairs. So you will see these patterns, and you will know what to expect, what to wait for in terms of these chart patterns. So yeah, actually you can do that. Okay. So yeah. Oh, and also Rosan says, can you tell me the basics of Ichimoku? Basics of Ichimoku also, I shared it already on the videos 1 to 5 series. So the best way to have a look at these videos. But here, if I speak it a little bit about the basics of Ichimoku, the basic idea of Ichimoku is to confirm the market momentum and power balance between the buyers and sellers in the market. So that's the basic idea of Ichimoku. So Ichimoku is not to predict the future. It's not to capture exact entry or exit timings. As Goichi Hosoda also says, we have to also take the price actions in other confirmations to trade. You can't rely on the Ichimoku entries, exits only. And that's why he doesn't really talk about exact entry or exits, but he more talks about when the market is in here, then that's bullish in a short term, to mid-term to long term. Or if the market is here, it's bearish in the long term, but bullish in the short term, like this. He describes the markets in this way, and he doesn't really go deeper into exactly when to exit or when to enter the markets. So it's really helpful to capture the overall market situation. And there is also 3 theories, like wave theory and price theory and time theory. So these 3 theories are also very powerful to capture bigger picture of the market. And also there is also Kyushu Ashi is also one of the Ichimoku strategies. So Ichimoku offers many techniques, but the basic is to focus whether the buyers and sellers are whether buyers dominant or sellers dominant in 3 terms: short term, and mid term, and long term. And that's the basics of the Ichimoku. And once you master Ichimoku, then you know what these participants are. Like let's say when the market is here, then you will see the market is bullish. In the daily chart, if the price is above the Tenkan-sen, that means the buyers are dominant in a short to mid to long term. But if the market is in between Kijun-sen and Kumo, that means the sellers are dominant in the short to mid term, but buyers dominant in the long term. So at a glance, you can tell, and that's the basics of Ichimoku. So please have a look at the part 1 to 5 videos in my watch list and learn the essence of Ichimoku. And also I will keep talking on the live when the markets are open. So, and in terms of Ichimoku, I knew about the Ichimoku before, but I wasn't using it because I thought Ichimoku is very complicated because there are 5 lines of Ichimoku, and Kumo is shifted 26 candles to the future, which corresponds 26 lagging, and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are not even the moving averages. So to me, it was very confusing. So I didn't study Ichimoku in the first place, but I was using the moving averages and RSI. I didn't really use MACD, but I was using RSI and also Bollinger Band stochastics, but away from the Ichimoku. But then I keep losing, and then I started to apply Ichimoku, and it made much more sense. And ever since, I have been using Ichimoku as a part of my main strategy. So that's a little bit of my history of how I started to apply Ichimoku. Yeah, even in Japan, some people think Ichimoku is a bit complex, so they still prefer to use the other tools like moving averages than Ichimoku. Okay, I got another question from Viraj. He says, may I ask from the strategy you're using in trading, how often, how many times you trade in a week? In a week, in average, I would say I take 2 to 3 trades. But if the market is less active, then I will just take 1 trade or sometimes 0 trade per week. Yeah, so this week I only took 1 trade. Last week, no trades. And 2 weeks back, I took 1 trade. So it depends on how active the market is and how active I want to trade also. Sometimes, I'm busy with something else and I don't trade. Even if there are trends, I don't trade. So if I trade actively more, then I would say 2 to 3 or maybe up to 5 is my trade strategy. Yeah. So after I did my scalping and after spending 12 hours or maybe 13 hours per day and doing scalping when I was a newbie, I started to realize that so I spent 12 hours per day and I took 30 trades per day, but in the end of the day, I will be losing. And that's something wrong, right? I spent so much time. I quit my full-time job. In full-time job, I only worked like 8 hours per day, and that's it. But in trading, I work 12 hours, screening charts, monitor charts, and take entries and exits, and I took 30 trades per day. Right? Per day, I took 30 trades. So, but then I was losing on the months. And when it happened for the 6 months, then I thought something wrong. And then afterwards, my focus becomes how I take less trades, but take more profits, the most profits from the markets. And that's why I don't value the number of trades anymore. Because in the ordinary job, the more you work, the more you gain. The more you do, the more you gain money, right? But in trading, it's not. It's almost opposite. It doesn't relate. So it doesn't matter how many trades you take per day, per week, per month, or it doesn't matter how many hours you screen charts per day. So if you take less time in screening and less trades, but if you can produce the similar profits as you take trades like 30 trades per day, that's better, right? That's better than taking 30 trades per day. Because if you take 30 trades per day, for example, then you won't have a private life. But if you take only few trades per week, but still producing the similar profits or even more profits than you do in scalping, then it's much better psychologically because you will have free time and you can relax and you can do some other things. You can spend time with the gym or with the family, friends, yourself, your hobby, or anything like that. So yeah, so I completely switched my strategy from scalping to day to swing trading style, and that's what I do right now. So yeah, but for some people, I think some people want to be active in trading. Some people want some adrenaline to take trades every day, maybe 10 trades, 20 trades per day, and see profits. For some people, it's good, so I'm not against them. But for me, it wasn't the style. I want to be more relaxed and also take trades, and then I do some other things. So that's my idea of my strategy. Yeah, but building strategy is not that easy, actually. It took me like 2 years or 3 years to complete my strategy. And then afterwards, I keep revising my strategy every year. So I think this journey never ends. Okay. Okay, let's say Morgan says, "Hi Kei, I'm having trouble optimizing my entries on the lower time frames. And then I managed to find position on the hourly for 1 hour, 4 hour, but I always miss the breakout. Do you have any videos on how to trade lower time frames?" Yes, I do. You can check my playlist of Forex Tester. I run the chart multiple time frames and talk about the entries in the lower time frames. Or you can search Forexkei and live trades. Then I talked about the entry chance on the lower time frames too. So there are many videos, so you can search and watch these. Okay. Okay, Mario says, "I trade everything that moves and that have small spread, currencies and gold." Yes, spread is very important. Yeah, in my broker, Swiss franc pairs are high spread, wide spread, so I don't actively trade on the Swiss franc pairs. And for New Zealand's also high spread, so I don't trade New Zealand pairs. So yes, but the major pairs are low spreads usually. So these are my main pairs to trade. Okay. Okay, Chuck Davis says, "Thanks, Kei. Will you share your May 2022 trade result today?" I will do it next week because this month hasn't closed yet. So I will do it next week. Yeah, on the 4th of Saturday, I will review my own trades because we have still Monday, Tuesday on May. But yeah, I have started to review my trades monthly basis since March. And also, I looked back my trades, my performance last year in 2021. So if you haven't watched these videos, please do. You will see how many trades I take and how many profits I make, and yeah, what is my risk and reward ratio overall in average too. Okay, Robin says, hi dear K, why most scalpers trade indices like Dow Jones, S&P rather than currency pairs? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if scalpers trade index or Dow Jones. I've seen some scalpers also trade currency pairs and cryptos also. So yeah, but for me, I'm not a scalper, so I'm not sure. And MK also says, Mr. K, do you have scalper strategy? And I don't, because I don't do it. Yeah, if I scalp, if I'm a scalper, then I'm happy to share, but I don't. So yeah, I only trade in the intraday to swing trades. Okay, let's see. Kuan Cham says, what is your high probability confirmation entry edge which make you confident to enter the markets, Sensei? High probability confirmation time frame is in a 5 minute. I take the 5 minute time frame and I combine multiple entry confirmations. So I use Bollinger Band, stochastics, and also Fibonacci bounce and price actions and lines to capture the entry timings. Yeah, and this is, for me, high probability confirmation entry timings. And not only that, I take multiple confirmations because so that I know when to exit when the market reverses backwards after my entry. That's also the purpose of why I take more than 3 confirmations when I enter the markets. Let's say you take gold cross stochastics and buy, and then afterwards the market reverses backwards and you might lose. And when you see death cross stochastics, that's one of the reversed confirmations. Right? So when I see these reversed confirmations from the original entry edges, then that is my exit timing. But if I don't have any entry confirmations, then I wouldn't know when to exit. But yeah, if you have multiple entry confirmations, then you know when they are violated to decide to exit. Yeah, so from this purpose also, I take more than 3 confirmations for the entries. But yeah, I think you're asking about which indicator, which signal has high probability among these confirmations. And for me, there's none. I treat these signals as equal. So stochastic gold cross is good, band walk is good, band squeeze is also good entry confirmation. Fibonacci bounce on any levels are also a good entry confirmations, and I don't weigh one over another. So, but and this is because I have been trading only one entry confirmation. Let's say stochastics. I was also always depending on the entry confirmations by stochastics. Whenever a gold cross, I used to buy. Whenever death cross, I used to sell. But sometimes they're true, and sometimes they are fake. You know, anything can be fake in the signals. So I was thinking how to avoid these fake signals and came up with the idea of combining other confirmations. So if I see gold cross stochastics and then Fibonacci bounce, that will be the second confirmation. But if you only take Fibonacci bounce, sometimes it becomes fake and the market goes backwards. But if you also have stochastic gold cross too, with the Fibonacci bounce, that's higher probability. And plus, if you have one more, like band walk for example, then that will be 3 confirmations. And then that is more trustable than simply depending on one single confirmation, one single signal. So that's why I combine multiple confirmations. And that is the high probability as a whole. Yeah, I used to trade only also divergence of stochastics, divergence and RSI, and they worked pretty well, but still sometimes they become fake. And when they become fake, I didn't know when to exit. So, but now I know because I take some original entry confirmations. But building my strategy is not an easy thing because that's simply something that I do personally. I never ask someone for advice to how to change, how to minor change my strategy. I have no mentor, so I have basically created my own strategy fully by myself. And basically, based on my experience, I have built my own strategy, which is called KTS, which is Ichimoku Kinko in multiple time frames, and entry in a 5-minute, and exit in a 5-minute, and how to trade in 2 trades. So every time I enter market, I take 2 trades. Sometimes I take 3 trades, but usually I take 2 trades and follow the trial, the profits in 2 different positions. So that's my original too. I never learned this idea from someone, but I have trial and error with this improving mindset, Kaizen mindset. I came up with the idea of taking multiple positions at the same time, and that actually gave me much bigger profits than taking one single position. So this whole set is my own strategy, KTS. So, but to get the confidence of my strategy, I did it the back testing. I'm using Forex Tester to backtest my strategy, and if my strategy works out of 100 trades, then I know that my strategy works on that pair. And I do this on each pair, Euro USD, and then Euro Pound, Euro AUD, and then USD JPY, all these pairs. I do 100 backtesting manually on each pair. And then I prove myself that my strategy works, and that's why I have these pairs on my watch list. And then that is my confidence. If I didn't do well in Tester, then I won't be confident in my future trades on that pair. But if I did well on the backtesting, then most likely I should be doing well on the live trades. So that's where the confidence comes, is purely based on my own experience. Yeah, but when I backtested my strategy with NZD pairs, it didn't really work. And that's why I don't have NZD pairs on my watch list. But if it works for you, then you can, of course, take the NZD pairs on your watch list, but not for me, because I know my strategy doesn't really work on these pairs, on NZD pairs. Okay, so yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. Let me check some few comments now. Okay, Ahmed says, hello Kay, how is life in Dubai as a trader? Would you recommend it? Thanks. Yes, I recommend, because the time zone is very good. Back when I was in Japan, the UK session starts like 4 p.m. and New York starts at nighttime, and I wasn't able to screen charts, monitor charts in the New York session. But here, when I wake up in the morning, still Asian session, but at afternoon, it becomes UK session, and then in the evening time, it becomes New York session. So I can see the 3 sessions in Forex pairs, and I think this is a big advantage. And also, when I was in Japan, because usually the markets are quiet in Asian session, there's nothing to do until like 3 p.m. I used to backtest until 3 p.m. when the market's quiet, but that's a long hours. But here, let's say I eat breakfast and sometimes go to gym, and then come back and UK starts. So I'm all ready to take trades. Psychologically, it's much easier in time zone to trade than when I was in Japan. So, and then I can sleep earlier in Dubai, but I wasn't able to sleep earlier in Japan. I used to stay up at like a 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in Japan time to see the New York session, but here it's not. I can sleep earlier timing, so that's also a good advantage in time zone. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I think I made a right decision to come to Dubai to trade as a trader in Forex. Yeah, but thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. So this is relaxing Saturday. So I'm just giving some free talk without checking some charts. This is just a free talk session today. All right, Tamas says, hi Kei, can you share a few thoughts on how I could increase my revenue? You have to be good at the money management, risk management, then trying to make profits is my advice. Yeah. Okay. So, lose small and win big is the idea to increase your revenue in profits. Douglas says P wave is a part of the Elliott wave theory. No, P wave is the part of the Ichimoku theory, Ichimoku wave, but not the Elliott wave. Dan says, how do you develop the confidence to pull the trigger immediately when you see the setup? So again, confidence comes based on my backtesting. So whenever you see the entry timing, then you have to take it no matter what, because that's your rule. And when the market reverses backwards, you have to exit at the right timing no matter what, because that's your strategy. So if you still can't be confident on your entries or exits, then I think you have to prove yourself that it works. And the best way to do it in the backtesting, you can pick one pair, you can pick some certain time frame, and just take 100 trades and see your result. If your result is good in 100 trades, then you can be confident. And by the time you complete 100 trades, you know the market patterns, you know when your strategy works and when it doesn't work. So you will also see these patterns, and that also adds to your confidence in your trades. So confidence won't come in one day, especially if you keep losing. You can't. It's impossible to have confidence without strategy. So I think you have to not use it, and you have to switch your strategy. But if you keep winning in the long term, you may have some losing streaks, maybe 3 or 4 losing streaks. But if you overall, out of 100 trades, if you see some profits, then you can be confident. And not only that, you start not to care about these small losses, small losing streaks, because you know the future profits can cover the previous small losses. So that's how you can create your confidence. All right. Yeah, thank you for joining, everybody. Great to see you here. So yeah, I do see many more comments now. So let me pick few until the end in about 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome everyone. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. So here, Kasim also says, how I managed to cut the loss early and let the profit to run. I hold the loss, but cut the profitable trade earlier. I think that's because you don't want to lose. I think you have the fear of loss, and that's why you do it. So again, simply follow the rules. If it's not the right timing to cut the loss, take the profit, then you shouldn't. You just let it run until you have the right timing to take profit or take loss. Roshan says, what are the settings for Ichimoku? I use the default Ichimoku setting, which is 9, 26, and 52. Anna says, would you mind if I'm asking how much your success rate is? Many thanks. If you're asking about the win rate, that will be 30 to 40% is my win rate. So my win rate is relatively lower, but my risk and reward ratio is bigger. It's 3 up to 5 in average. So yeah, I have a better risk reward ratio than the win rate. So that is my performance. You can actually check that on the previous performance videos in March and April, and also in 2021 you can see my performance overall. Okay, so I guess I will end the live for now. So again, thank you for joining everyone. I hope you have a great weekend, great Sunday tomorrow, and I will see you on the next one. For those who are Ichimoku members, I will see you soon in about 10 minutes. And for those who are joining public, I will see you tomorrow on the weekly forecast. But I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and please take a good rest until the market opens next week so that we can prepare to trade whenever the big trends happens next week. So until I see you next time, please stay healthy and stay safe, and also stay gold. Alright, bye for now everyone. Mata ne. Thank you.